Somaliland's strategic offer, a military base and mineral for US recognition. In the strategic point of the Red Sea, a self-declared nation offers a tantalized proposition, recognition for a military base and critical minerals. Somaliland, which unilaterally broke from Somalia decades ago, is making a bold play for international legitimacy, vying for the attention of the United States, grappling with shifting global landscapes and the crucial needs for strategic resources. Now the world watches as this unrecognized state seeks to redefine its future. Is this the dawn of a new Somaliland or a destabilizing gambit in an already volatile region? I'm Jonas Ambiko and this is Analytica Today. Somaliland, which proclaimed independence from Somalia in 1991, is actively lobbying Washington for international recognition as sovereign state. Somaliland, which proclaimed independence from Somalia in 1991, is actively lobbying Washington for international recognition as a sovereign state. This includes a willingness to offer the United States a military base at the entrance to the Red Sea and a critical mineral deal. The move, spearheaded by Somaliland President Abdurrahman Mohamed Abdullahi, marks a direct challenge to the long-standing international acknowledgement of Somalia's claim over the territory. This is more than a diplomatic overture. It's the strategic play for a region that has maintained relative peace and democratic governance amidst Somalia's ongoing civil war and Islamist insurgency. And it raises a terrifying question. Will the international community, particularly the US, break with precedent to secure strategic foothold in the Horn of Africa? The proposal was put forth by Somaliland President Abdurrahman Mohamed Abdullahi, who came to power in the breakaway region in 2024. He has engaged in talks with the US Embassy in Somalia and the Department of Defense, aiming to secure a new partnership focused on economic cooperation, security, and counterterrorism. Quote, "We discussed ways and means to collaborate in security, in trade, and in regional stability," end quote, the president stated, noting recent visits by US ambassadorial and defense officials to Somaliland. The offer includes a strategic military base at the entrance to the Red Sea and potential deals for critical minerals, including lithium. Somaliland, despite its 3 decades of de facto independence and relative stability, has failed to gain international recognition as a sovereign state. But the symbolism doesn't end there. This offer is a clear message to the US and other global powers. We're not just a breakaway region. We are a reliable and strategic partner in a critical geopolitical theater. The US currently acknowledges Somalia's claim to the territory, and the State Department has reiterated its long-standing position of recognition only one Somalia and supporting its sovereignty, unity, and territorial integrity. However, the US Department of Defense has not publicly responded to requests for comment on Somaliland's specific offer of a military base or mineral deals. The US has played a significant role in helping the Somali government fight Islamic State and al-Qaeda affiliates. Africa Command Deputy Head John Brennan stated that fighting terror groups was our main effort, especially in Eastern Africa, highlighting the substantial US investment in security cooperation with Somalia. Recognizing Somaliland would undoubtedly complicate this relationship and could potentially destabilize Somalia further. Yet for Washington, the potential benefits are significant. A strategic location at al-Mandab Strait, where Iran-backed Houthi rebels threaten shipping, offers an invaluable maritime security asset. The UAE, a close US ally, already operates a port at Berbera in Somaliland and controls a nearby airstrip used by military planes, demonstrating the region's existing strategic value. The US also aims to diversify its supply chains for critical minerals, an area where Somaliland might offer new opportunities. Since its declaration of independence, Somaliland has developed a relatively stable political system, marked by democratic elections and peaceful transfer of power. Since its declaration of independence, Somaliland has developed a relatively stable political system, marked by democratic elections and peaceful transfer of power, in stark contrast to the protracted civil war and instability that has plagued Somalia. Its vision is of a stable, democratic state that is dedicated to peace, security, and regional collaboration. However, the push for recognition carries dangerous precedent. Granting recognition to Somaliland could embolden other secessionist movements across Africa, potentially leading to further fragmentation and instability on the continent. The international community has largely adhered to the principle of respecting existing national borders, a legacy of colonial-era demarcation. Some argue that recognizing Somaliland would be a pragmatic acknowledgement of reality on the ground and reward for its democratic progress. Others caution that it could undermine the fragile unity of Somalia and the broader principles of territorial integrity. The world has largely maintained silence on Somaliland's quest for recognition, with no major powers formally acknowledging its independence. Regional powers are also navigating complex interests. Ethiopia, for instance, recently signed a controversial memorandum of understanding with Somaliland to gain access to the Red Sea through the port of Berbera, sparking outrage from Mogadishu. This highlights the intricate web of geopolitical interest in the Horn of Africa. The Gulf states remain influential, with the UAE already deep invested in the Berbera. Egypt, focused on Red Sea security and Nile dispute with Ethiopia, watches closely. Meanwhile, global attentions remain largely focused elsewhere: Ukraine, Taiwan, Gaza. Somaliland is seeking to leverage this distraction along with the US-China rivalry for strategic resources in Africa to advance its long-held ambition for statehood. This isn't just a diplomatic maneuver. It's a battle for Somaliland's future, a democratic outliner in a volatile region, seeking to convert its stability to sovereignty. Somaliland's offer of a military base and a critical mineral may be a bold gambit, but in a world increasingly defined by strategic competition, such overture matters. They signal a willingness to engage, to provide solutions, and to redefine traditional allegiances. But unless Washington reevaluates its long-standing policy, Somaliland's aspirations for recognition may be unfulfilled, while the Horn of Africa continues to be a crucible of competing interests. I'm Sambiko, and this is Analytica Today. Somaliland's future hangs in the balance. Will it achieve its dream of statehood or remain a de facto nation in a region perpetually on the brink?